Hey Jono, I'm guessing you're not coming today, so I'll just make, with what's left of the lesson as usual, I'll just do what I can that's digestible for you. Good luck for the wedding this week, brother. Congrats, man. Good stuff. Alright, so we're looking at 12-bar blues in G. I'll stop the share a second. So what we looked at last week was the sweep across the fretboard, starting at fret 3 on the E string at G. So we go 1, 3, 1, 3, slide, and that's virtually the whole thing, because then we're at, so we've gone 1, 3, 1, 3, slide, and we've slid with our 3, so we go back to 1, we're in a new position. 1, 3, 1, 3, slide. And then we do it again, 1, 3, 1, 3, and a big slide to 4. So that means you've then got 1, 3, 4, which is where a lot of the speed sounds come from. With a few hammer-ons and taps and pull-offs, and which is the secret behind like Eddie Van Halen's sort of speedster sort of sounds, and anyone you enjoy that, it really can just shred at some great speed. That's what the secret is. If you hear Slash, you hear him every now and then, he'll go to this piece where you're like, whoa, he just doesn't play that fast normally, and this is the secret, because not everyone can play those sort of speeds that Eddie Van Halen could. So cool, we'll get back to the track and we'll look at how this little run joins up the whole fretboard. Cool. And it can be used in so many different ways. Right, back to the share. Here's 12-bar blues in G. So hopefully you can see enough of me where I'm sweeping and where I'm using the major and minor pentatonic scales. I'll try and talk you through it as much as possible, but you know where the positions are. It's just a matter of trying things really, and I'll show you a few tricks along the way. We might stop and start it to show you some stuff. Sweet. Let's start with the minor pentatonic. And that's the major. They're both, it's all major chords, we can use both. So we've introduced the two ideas. Now we're going to sweep to get across the fretboard. That's just the standard thing we did. major. And this is kind of two-note theory. I'll pause that. So what we're doing here, I hope this box is big enough for you. I'll stop the share so you can see my fretboard larger. So what we're doing here is inside the shape, so as you know you've got you can sit as if you're on an A shape. So if you're sitting there like and then you've got the two down here. So this is called two-note theory, where you can sit on chord style stuff. This is good for pop and rock and stuff that you don't know what's going on. You can sit behind it and you're playing lead, but it sounds like a chord-based thing. So there's your root chord of the key, and normally there's only like 3 or 4 chords in most of that pop stuff. And then you've got there, so that's the 1 4 1 4. So you play 1 on both strings, on the E string and the B string, and then 4 on the 1 and 4 on the E and B string. You got there, and you've also got 2 back from it. Gives you that nice contrast. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and it kind of gives you all those sort of U2 sounds that have been overused by U2, Coldplay, every Christian band in existence since 2010 have So what that is, just so you can sort of see what that's about, inside and outside of the blues. You understand the blues, you'll get everything else. That's why I love it when people come to me like you have and say, please, let's concentrate on the blues. It's like, yep. So it's the roots of every other kind of music. So here at 1, covering those with those 2 strings, you can play them together, you can play them individually. That is essentially like, remember we first started with G sort of cheat chords, C, E minor and D. So that's in there for the whole lot. And to get a really good contrast to that, so you go G fits, C fits, the E minor fits, the D fits, but you can also go so that finger, where you've had fingers 3 and 4 there, finger 2 can go on the 2nd fret of the E string as if you're playing a D shape. And it gives you just a little alternate sound. And so this can be used in the blues to great effect as well, because it's where it comes from originally. I'll give you a wee demo. Back a bit. can be used to drift back in the mix. So if there's, in the blues, if there's a vocal, someone else is doing a lead bit and you're like, well, I don't actually know what the chords are or what, that you can sit on these things and just drift around without getting in the way of the mix, but it's obvious you're doing something that matters. So there are other ways of getting from major to minor. There's several ways. There's this, the two-note theory can get you there, and just experiment with what else is in there. Going 2 notes across the fretboard. That can get you across the fretboard. I've used that a little bit, so I'm sweeping away. And then I'm in the pentatonic. And that's just running down 2 notes. So you got 1, 4, and then from the 4 go back to 1, and you got 1, 1, 3, the 2 notes, and then you know that you've got the 2 in behind the pentatonic, just like you had up here. So you just jump to those, which connects perfectly. The other way is, there's also that if you're playing something and you're a bit lost in the mix, everybody else is playing something really cool, then it's your turn and you need to jump up, go from one into the other. It's often, I find the best way to do it in a major blues like this is you're sitting in the minor, it'll sit in behind. I mean, despite how much we've lived on the minor pentatonic, you want to jump up in sound, you get into, it's just got that big up, happy sound all of a sudden. So it's like a go there and be damned type. You can hear it's a big jump, but you can use it if you've been drifting here for a while and you're like, the big moment of the tune's coming up and you're like, oh, I've kind of used every trick I've got. You can use all the same tricks you've just used in your minor pentatonic or major pentatonic, and use it in the opposite. I think the best way to go is jumping into the major pentatonic, especially if you're predisposed to the minor, like you and I have talked about we are, then just jump into that major to really just jump it up and boost the integrity of your playing, and just really come alive and let people know that you're still there. And you can be using exactly the same tricks. It's the thing, like we've talked about, doubling. The minor and major pentatonic is the exact same thing as doubling, but you're using completely different order of notes, and it just will make your playing come alive. The other way, the one I really like, and I'll jump out of the full screen for the screen share for a second so you can see what I'm doing a bit better. So the chord shapes are linking notes. Many times I've found the best way to try and connect ideas is actually just write out all the chords, as in dots on the. So you draw up a fretboard with 12 frets or more, possibly more. It will work for you, especially if you're in the key of G. You're going to go from there to here, and we've got cutaway. If you've got a cutaway guitar, you can make the most of it. So then just draw out, and some people like to colour code it. I don't really care. the colour coding's a good nerdy way to do it if it suits your way of thinking. It'll help you separate the ideas. So you've got G in all the notes that you know work. So it's the front notes, not necessarily the back. So we know for the G major pentatonic that all of those notes on the bar work. So you can draw all those in. If you're in a key that has some minors, that's not necessarily going to work because you're after these two notes here, not those two notes. But so I would start with the front notes, as in there, that note, and then the two that are available down here, and just draw them out. And then you got your A minor, so you've added two notes there and three notes there. B minor, same sort of, it's exact same pattern. Go down to the C, you'll find you will add a couple of notes in here. D as well, and E minor, and then G at the octave is also a good help. And then you've got A minor in here. And these shapes you can now turn into scale patterns, and you'll find your own box patterns out of it. So I'll go for a quick example before we finish off. There we go, and I'll push play. Cool. So that's the chord shape of G major using an A shape at the 12th fret. So I've only added one note outside of that shape so far. Now the E minor, just using an A minor shape at the 7th fret. Then we drop to D. Drop down to C. We haven't used the two minors up here yet. There's the A minor, the 5th. Repeat the same ideas at the 7th with the B minor shape. Back to the E minor. And we haven't, in that time, we haven't used the minor pentatonic, so you get this great sound. And then the major pentatonic, same thing, jump up. And just boost that sound, two note theory. And that's the C to D shape. E minor shape there. Oh, and the speed pattern. Two note theory behind the minor pentatonic. Two note in the pentatonic. So that's two note theory. Back to the what ends up happening there is you've now used the majority of the fretboard. And because there's such distances from each other and there's so many variations you can use, you've now you can go backward and forward between them and not get stuck in any ideas. And just there's hundreds of box patterns in there. So my favourite, if I'm honest, is the E minor one. So that's the A minor shape, and we're at the 7th fret, and like it's just got this bluesy melodic sort of minor pentatonic sound to it. You can hear that minor chord and you can use it over the major and it'll just ping, come alive. Thing is, we're playing with people's ears, so if we keep doing the same thing, which is so possible with a minor pentatonic, that's fine if you're a one song guest artist. But if you're playing a 3 to 5 minute blues number with someone, they can go a lot longer, and you're sticking in the pentatonic, you'll get away with that. But if you're doing a whole show of blues, you're going to want all these ideas to come about. And you won't need to use them all in one song. So sticking with one concept and making that work for the whole song. And then when you've really got your shining moment where you're supposed to be really shining, that's when you jump from minor to major. You find little licks that you just love and understand, and you just keep playing with them. Cool. So I've gone a little bit longer after waiting as well, just to make sure you get as much of the 30 minutes as you can during a crazy week, I'm guessing. So good luck with the wedding, man. Congrats to both of you, and I'll see you on the other side. Cool. Have a good one, brother. See ya.